Hello, hi. So, I am back for day 11 of VEDA, and I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday, recently, and we were talking about she was in the process of ordering a service from a small business owner. And so she was just kind of talking about her experience in that process, and it made me think. So while I am definitely, doing videos on non-business related topics to a large degree, there's also just still a lot that I have learned in my time just working for different companies, also being an entrepreneur for a bit part of my career, where I was either had a company and was kind of working on various things through a company, or just as a freelancer and working in that way. And after talking to my friend, and kind of thinking, one of the issues that I see a lot with small business owners, just in general, that are newer, so that are kind of newer to the marketplace, may have been in business 5 years or less, and so you might even be having some financial success where you're like making money, or you're starting to make money and starting to deal with clients. And one of the things that small business owners do that I really wanted to just make a video to talk about, that I want them to stop doing, is don't make it hard for people to give you their money. What does that mean? So say someone contacts you and they want to hire you to provide whatever product or service that you provide. And so they reach out and like, hey, I'm interested in blah, blah, blah. Can you give me more information? Or they ask specific questions, and all you do is answer their question. So it's like, hey, how much do you charge to do whatever? I charge such and such. By doing that, you are losing an opportunity to close a deal, but you're also putting the onus on the person who's interested in giving you their money for your product or service to continue to move the conversation forward in order to give you their money. If someone is already reaching out to you to make an inquiry, that makes them a warm lead. Doesn't mean you need to harass them, but you definitely want to move forward with the purpose of closing the deal. So if someone contacts you and they're like, hey, how much do you charge for this? You say, I charge this. Here is a link to my website with more information about that product. If you would like to make a purchase, go here, or contact me here. But make it easy so that they can support you. This goes for even once that you have gotten the business. So say the person has already decided, I'm going to hire you, I want to pay you for your expertise. And you say, great. You guys begin the process, and the client has to ask you a bunch of questions in order to get to the final, okay, now let's pay the money and kind of make the service happen. The client shouldn't have to ask you a bunch of questions. Now, there are definitely going to be questions that the client will ask, which is perfectly fine. But it is your job to not only provide the product or service, but to also provide the customer support during that process. And sometimes you can cause yourself to either lose business, where the transaction that you have with the client is reduced because you just made it harder for them to give you their money, or it goes away altogether because some people just realize they don't have the time or the patience or the energy to kind of pull you through the process, because very likely they are maybe coordinating, managing or overseeing other parts of their life that have to be taken care of. And so by you being the expert and the person with the business, you should make it simple for them to support you. And that's something that I see a lot with small business owners, where, it's not necessarily an intentional thing. It's just often what happens when you don't think about process, when you are thinking about running your business. That is when people say, running a business is not about doing the thing that the business does. It's about actually running the business, because you have to have processes, you have to have procedures, you have to have things in place to keep the business moving forward and keep the business growing. If you don't have those things in place, then you will hit a wall really quickly. Either you will have what some businesses experience as like a boost of success that they cannot handle, and the business kind of crumbles under the weight of the expectation, or you'll just kind of find your business petering off because you can't maintain a client base. And so this is just one tip. I'll definitely like to share just things that I've learned and noticed and observed and seen and experienced and done over the years. But a big thing is, as a business owner, don't make it hard for people to give you their money. Make it as simple and straightforward and easy as possible. That goes for your website. Your website should not require someone to click through, 10 links just to make a purchase. They should not have to do that, because that is what causes people to leave in the middle of the process, and then you are missing out on the opportunity to benefit financially, but also to grow your business and to wow them with the product or service that you do have available to give them. So don't miss out on those opportunities by virtue of just kind of not thinking about your process and how you bring clients in order to work with them, and then how you send them out. So there has to be a thought about that. Otherwise, you'll have to do the same. You have to kind of do it every time from scratch. So it'll always be as if you've never done it. Whatever it is, in order to make the client process as seamless as possible, it'll always be something new. Or you will, that's really it. You just find yourself kind of doing and something that can be the same thing every time. Oh, that's what it is. Not only will you find yourself doing one thing different ways every time, but it'll be damn near impossible for you to hire someone to support your business, because it is really tough to train people on how to do work that isn't organized, because there is no set way to do it. And so when you are introducing them to the idea of what it takes to run your business, whenever you explain it to them, it's never going to be consistent. It's really hard to learn something that's not consistent. And so you should always be looking for ways to make what you do not only consistent and easy so that your customers can give you their money, but also so that you can hire a team to take your business to the next level. Because that's what process does. It organizes you so that you have a foundation to build on. So that is my quick business tip for VEDA Day 11. I hope this was helpful. As someone who's been an entrepreneur in various capacities, but also has worked with startups, worked with entrepreneurs, worked with small shops over the years, I have learned a lot about what it takes to start a company, keep it running, and then also grow the company successfully. So if there are other questions if there are any questions that you have about that space, then ask them in the comments and I can make a video to answer it. And maybe kind of provide some more insight, some more research and other information that I have just found and used to help support the idea. So I invite you to participate in that way. I look forward to seeing your questions. And I also look forward to the next time that we can talk again. Bye.